Today we're going to go through the steps for a switch installation. Use this video together with the installation guide included with your switch. Switch can be installed in an existing sink if it is reversible, or fitted into a new hole into your worktop that measures 35mm in diameter. Before we start, you need to determine if you have a dual or single flow kitchen tap. To find out which you have, simply undo the end of the spout and remove the aerator. A dual flow tap will have an inner second pipe within the main spout. If you have a single flow tap, you must first install a non-return valve on the cold feed pipe before the T-valve. It should already be installed, but it's best to double check. Just look for a brass connector like this with an arrow marked on it. If you're not sure if your tap is single or dual flow, fit a non-return valve anyway, it won't do any harm. Note the switch inlet and outlets underneath the fitting, including the red mark to indicate output O. Fit the small grey push-fit adapter to the extension leg. Use PTFE tape around the thread and make sure you don't over-tighten. Screw the leg into inlet F, but hand tighten only. It's important you don't mix these up, otherwise water won't flow. Hand tighten a flexi-tail into inlet C and mark it with tape. Then do the same for outlet O, screwing the flexi-tail hand tight and marking it with tape again. Before fitting, hold the switch unit by the base and turn the control fully clockwise. Pass the assembly through the hole in the worktop or sink, threading the tails and extension leg through the hole. Then pass the black gasket over the tails. Fit and tighten the nut while holding the unit in the correct position, with the on symbol pointing furthest away. Unwrap the filter, removing any dust caps from both ends. Locate the filter in a convenient position close to the domestic cold water supply. Screw in the filter bracket and write on the installation date. Clip the filter into the bracket, making a note of the flow direction. It should be mounted vertically with the flow direction from top to bottom, but it must be easily accessible for filter changes. Decide on the most practical place for the break in your mains cold water supply. This is usually just after the existing service or isolation valve. The break in the pipework should be between 30 to 40 cm and be made as close to the tap as possible. After altering any pipework, make sure you flush away any debris or swarf from the pipework before reconnection. This will help avoid any damage to the switch valve. We're now going to fit the three-way T-valve supplied with the switch. It should be easily accessible and near the filter. If your cold water supply requires a non-return valve, fit this to the pipework first. Fit the non-return valve after the isolation valve and before the T-valve. Install and tighten the three-way T-valve to the cold water supply after the non-return valve. Hand tighten the 1/4 inch grey push-fit adapter to the large output. In this diagram, you can see the pipework before and after the break in the cold water supply, and in this example, a non-return valve has been fitted after the isolation valve and both the T-valve and filter have been installed. Roughly measure a length of 1/4 inch blue pipe from the extension leg to the bottom of the filter. Cleanly cut to length, leaving enough spare to aid filter replacement. Firmly push the blue pipe into the 1/4 inch adapter D8 and the other end into the bottom of the filter. Use the remaining length of blue pipe to connect the push-fit adapter on the T-valve to the filter's inlet. Trim accordingly and leave some extra pipe length for filter replacement. Now fit the flexi-tails. Connect the cold input flexi-tail, previously marked with a C, to the top of the three-way valve, and the flexi-tail marked O to the tap's existing inlet pipe. Depending on your existing tap, you may need a 15mm compression union. Then tighten both flexi-tails with a spanner. Slowly turn the cold water supply back on and check for any leaks. Open the T-valve and turn the switch control to the on position. Then turn the cold water tap on to purge any air from the pipework. The water will take a few seconds to flow. The filtered water quality is improved if it does not flow too fast through the filter, so check the flow rate. It should be approximately 2 litres per minute. A quick way to do this is to time it with a measuring jug. Adjust the T-valve lever between on and off to achieve the correct flow rate. Flush 10 to 20 litres of water through the filter. Some discoloration is normal as the harmless loose carbon from the filter is flushed away. Turn the switch control to the off position. You'll notice the flow increase as the water bypasses the filter. It's very easy to use the switch. Turning the handle to on provides cold filtered water when using your tap. Turning the handle to off provides cold unfiltered water. For the best results, run the filtered water for a few moments before drinking. This will flush the filter and cool it. If you've not used the tap in a while, flush through for longer.